Tonight, you will walk through the quiet corridors of your own mind. Not in haste, not with the heavy footsteps of the day still clinging to you, but in soft, unhurried movements, as though every step were cushioned by silence itself. You lie here, body sinking into rest, and already the world outside grows dim. The noise that once pressed against you begins to fade into a gentle distance. The thoughts that crowded in daylight loosen their grip. There is nothing you must solve now, nothing you must carry. You are simply here, safe and ready to drift. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to let go so completely that even your breath feels like a whisper from another world? Tonight, you will. The air is still, yet alive with subtle textures. Imagine the soft flicker of candlelight somewhere nearby, steady, golden, casting long shadows that sway like dancers across old wooden walls. The air carries the faint trace of melted wax, warm and reassuring, mixed with the gentle coolness of night. Outside, rain falls in slow rhythm, not urgent, but tender, a pattern as old as time itself. Each drop is a lullaby. You draw in a breath, deep and easy. And as you exhale, you feel the weight of the day slipping from your shoulders. The muscles of your body, long accustomed to holding, now release. Your jaw softens. Your eyes grow heavy. Your chest rises and falls like the calm tide of a midnight shore. Dreams wait just beyond the veil of this moment. They have always been waiting. In every culture, in every age, people have leaned into the mystery of dreams. Some believed them to be messages from the gods carried like folded letters across the night. Others thought them reflections of the soul, windows into what the heart cannot say aloud. And still others saw them as mere shadows of waking life, fragments rearranged into stories that vanish with the dawn. And yet, no matter the belief, dreams have always mattered. For dreams remind us that there is more to us than the visible. They whisper that life has layers beyond the surface. They invite us into a theater where imagination and memory, fear and longing dance together in dim candlelight. You too are stepping into that theater now. Tonight, you are both the traveler
and the dreamer.
You walk the hallway of your mind as though it were a great library at night, its shelves stretching upward into darkness, filled with volumes you have never read but somehow recognize. The air smells of aged paper, wood, and rain carried in.
On your clothes, each step echoes but softly, as though even sound respects the stillness. Have you ever wondered what secrets such a library would hold?
Every book, a dream once lived, every scroll, a memory reshaped into myth. As you drift deeper into this imagined place, your fingertips brush the spines of these silent volumes. They are cool to the touch, but beneath the coolness is warmth, as though the stories inside are alive, waiting to be awakened. The library is endless, yet you do not feel lost. You feel guided, as though some quiet presence, older than you can name, has taken your hand and is leading you forward. You pause for a moment by a window. Outside, the rain falls more slowly now. Each drop glimmers as though it holds starlight. Beyond the rain, a night sky stretches wide and deep, a velvet canvas where constellations drift lazily. You notice how the stars appear softer tonight, their edges blurred by cloud and mist. It feels less like a sky and more like a ceiling, painted for sleep, designed to comfort the soul. And in this quiet pause you breathe again, in and out. Each breath a tide, each exhale a release. You do not chase thought, you do not cling to memory. You are simply here. As you walk further into the library, you notice alcoves where others have rested before you. Cushions left behind, worn and softened by countless dreamers who once leaned against them. Candles melted down into small pools of gold, empty cups of tea, their scent still lingering faintly. Chamomile, lavender, herbs meant for calm. You realize then you are not alone in this journey. Every culture, every person across time has passed through the doorway of sleep. Pharaohs and poets, sailors and scholars, children and elders, all of them closed their eyes and drifted into that vast inner world. You feel their presence now, not as noise, but as gentle company, like soft echoes around you. You are part of something ancient, something shared, and that thought brings comfort. Your steps grow slower. The library shifts. Shelves dissolve into curtains of mist. The candles blur into distant stars. You find yourself no longer walking, but floating as though the floor has become a quiet river. You are carried gently, effortlessly, further inward. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to drift on a river of thought, without effort, without direction, simply trusting where
It takes you?
tonight you will? The water is cool, but not cold. It carries the scent of pine and stone, as though it has passed through mountains before arriving here. Each ripple rocks you softly like a cradle. The sound of rain blends into the lapping.
Of water, a harmony of sleep, and as you float, you sense the edges of wakefulness blur.
Daylight thoughts dissolve like ink in water. Plans, worries, lists, they unravel, carried away on the current. What remains is the quiet hum of being. Your body, here and now, is heavier, rooted in rest. Your mind, however, is light, drifting. The contrast is soothing, the grounded weight of your limbs and the floating ease of your thoughts. You are both earth and water, both stillness and flow. And as you surrender further, you feel a subtle shift. The air changes, the silence deepens. Somewhere in the distance you hear a soft hum, like a lullaby sung by voices not of this world. They are not demanding to be understood. They are simply reminding you that you are safe, you are resting, and you are already half dreaming. This is the invitation of night, to let go, to enter, to trust. You do not need to force dreams to come. They will arrive as naturally as dusk turns to midnight. They will open their doors when you are ready. So tonight, you step through the threshold slowly. You breathe once more, in and out. And you let the quiet corridors of your mind guide you further until the library, the river, the candles, the stars all merge into one soft tapestry of night. You are entering the realm of ancient dreamers, where story and sleep become one. And as you drift, you feel the transition beginning, the gentle pull of history waiting for you in the next chamber, where civilizations once wove their lives through the language of dreams. But for now, you rest, you float, you breathe, you begin to dream. Tonight, as you drift further, you enter the quiet chambers of memory, not your own. The library has melted into mist, the river has carried you onward, and when the fog parts, you find yourself stepping into the threshold of another age. It is not your lifetime, nor even the lifetime of anyone you know. It is older, far older, where stone and sand, temple and torch shape the boundaries of the world. You breathe in and the air feels heavier here, rich with incense, smoke, and the faint trace of earth freshly turned. Have you ever wondered what it felt like to fall asleep beneath ancient stars, when the first cities rose, when the first temples whispered with prayers? Tonight, you will. You walk through Mesopotamia. The earth is warm beneath your feet, baked clay and dust stretching into endless plains. A river winds nearby, the Tigris or perhaps the Euphrates. Its waters glint like polished silver beneath a sliver of moon. Along its banks, cities breathe, Uruk, Babylon, Nineveh. Each stone block, each rising ziggurat holds stories older than memory. In these places, dreams were not taken lightly. They were seen as messages, not accidents. You imagine a man lying on a mat, his head resting on woven reeds, eyes closed, waiting not merely for sleep, but for revelation. He believes his gods will visit him. He believes his night will speak. You pause, and you feel the same hush he must have felt. The silence before a dream begins, the breath held in expectation. In a nearby temple, torches flicker. You enter softly as though not to disturb those who came before. The scent of cedar smoke drifts upward. On clay tablets, scribes once carved the visions of kings, dreams of floods, of stars falling, of lions roaming through cities. The walls glow faintly, torchlight licking over carving, of winged figures, guardians with calm faces and folded wings. These carvings do not rush you, they invite you. Their still gaze tells you, dreams are not only yours, they belong to all who have lived. You notice your breath slowing again. The temple, though empty, feels alive with the countless sleepers who once walked through its doors seeking meaning in their night vision. You move onward. The landscape shifts. Sand softens beneath your feet, grains sliding gently, carrying you into another realm. The air grows drier, carrying the faint fragrance of lotus blossoms drifting on the Nile. The river winds wide and slow, reflecting a moon that seems larger. Here, golden and round, a lantern hung low over the desert. This is Egypt, the land of pyramids and sacred silence. Here, dreams were more than whispers. They were woven into the very fabric of religion. Priests tended to dream temples, sanctuaries, where seekers came to rest, to surrender, and to wait for visions. You enter one such temple now. Its columns rise high, painted with symbols of hawks and suns, scarabs and flowing rivers. The air is cool inside, as though stone has gathered centuries of night and now offers them back to you. You hear the faint sound of water trickling, perhaps from a basin where lotus petals float. Have you ever wondered how it would feel to lie down in such a temple, the walls painted with gods, the ceiling a canopy of stars? Tonight, you will. You lie on a smooth stone bench. Your body is still and your mind is quiet. Incense curls upward. Frankincense, myrrh, their sweetness settling into your lungs. A priest, silent, may once have stood near, whispering prayers to the goddess of dreams, but here, now, you are alone. The temple is yours. The Egyptians believed dreams were pathways, roads where gods might walk toward you, where truths might be revealed. And so, as you rest, you imagine their gentle
presence, the sound of wings in the dark,
the glow of a torch that never burns out. You breathe in deeply and the air feels eternal. You breathe out slowly and your body sinks further into calm. The dream chamber holds you as it has held countless others. The scene shifts again. The
Nile fades, the desert dissolves, and now you find yourself walking along stone streets, beneath a gentler sky.
You hear voices here, not loud, not urgent, but calm, weaving into the night air. Olive trees stand still in the breeze. Oil lamps flicker in small clay holders. The air smells faintly of herbs, thyme and rosemary, carried from kitchens long since quieted. This is Greece, the land where myths and philosophy meet. And here, too, dreams were sacred. You walk toward the temple of Asclepius, the healer. People once came here seeking cures not through medicine alone, but through dreams. They believed that by sleeping in the sacred chambers, their ailments might be answered, that visions might bring healing, that the god of healing himself might appear. You step through the threshold. The floor is cool stone, the walls etched with offerings left behind by those who were healed. You can almost hear their sighs of relief, their gratitude carried like a soft echo through time. Have you ever wondered how it would feel to surrender your pain to a dream, trusting that the night itself could heal you? Tonight, you will. You walk deeper, where the temple opens into a chamber. The air is quiet, the kind of quiet that feels purposeful, as though it were designed to soothe. You lie down on a woven mat, your body pressing into its fibers. The sound of a distant fountain trickles. Outside, cicadas hum softly, a chorus of the night. You breathe in, slow and deep. You breathe out, long and steady. Each breath seems to carry you closer to the kind of sleep where visions arrive not as accidents, but as gifts. And you realize across Mesopotamia, across Egypt, across Greece, dreams have always been more than fleeting shadows. They were messengers, guides, healers. The ancients knew this truth, that night is not empty, but alive, that sleep is not just rest, but a doorway. Your body is heavy now, yet your mind is wide open. The chambers of ancient dreamers echo inside you. The flicker of Mesopotamian torches, the cool stillness of Egyptian stone, the whisper of Greek fountains, all of them blend into one tapestry of night. You are not just yourself here. You are part of the lineage of dreamers who came before. You are a thread woven into their story, and as this realization settles, you feel something deeper: peace. Because if people for thousands of years have trusted dreams to guide them, then you, too, can trust the softness of your own night. The air grows quieter still, the torches dim. The incense fades, the fountain slows. You feel the ancient temples dissolve around you, melting back into mist. What remains is the essence, the simple truth that dreams are ancient companions as old as humanity itself. You drift with this truth, carrying it like a small flame cupped in your hand, and already you sense the next passage opening. For myths are waiting, stories woven into night skies, gods and spirits who watch over sleep. But for now, as you float between past and present, you breathe once more, in and out. Your body warm and heavy, your mind soft and light. You are ready to cross into myth. The temples dissolve into mist, the torches flicker once more, then fade. The carved walls of stone turn soft, as though melting into clouds. You feel the shift, a gentle turning like a page in a great book. The history of dreams has carried you far, yet something even more timeless waits ahead. Tonight, you will not only rest in the chambers of ancient dreamers, you will walk into the myths that drift through night itself. Stories shaped by gods, spirits, and timeless symbols. Have you ever wondered who holds the key to your dreams? Who carries the visions that visit you as you sleep? Tonight, you will. You begin in Greece, where the land of philosophy and temples also gave birth to myths of night. The air is cool, scented with olive trees. The sky overhead is wide, sprinkled with stars that seem closer here, as if they lean down to listen. In the hush of this night, a figure stirs. He moves not with the weight of footsteps, but with the silence of wings. His name is Hypnos, the personification of sleep. His wings, dark and soft as raven's feathers, fold gently at his sides. He carries no weapons, no burden, only calm. Where he walks, stillness follows. You feel him pass near you, and with his presence, the air itself slows. Even the crickets pause their song. Your eyes grow heavier, as though the god himself has brushed your brow with a touch of night. Hypnos was not feared, he was welcomed, for he came not to harm, but to soothe. In myth, he lived in a cave where the sun never reached, surrounded by poppies whose fragrance lulled even the most restless hearts. Imagine it now, the cave cool and dim, the air thick with the gentle perfume of flowers. Water trickles from unseen springs, falling with a rhythm like a heartbeat slowed for sleep. You walk softly into this imagined cave, and each step seems lighter than the last. The world outside fades. The quiet inside deepens. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to stand in a place where no urgency could follow you? Tonight, you will. But Hypnos was not alone. He had a son, Morpheus, the shaper of dreams. His name, even now, whispers through language, the morphing of visions, the shaping of forms. Morpheus does not arrive with the hush of his father, but with images that flutter like moths before your eyes. He carries the gift of form, the ability to enter dreams and shape them into people, places, and stories. You imagine him now, cloaked in shadow, yet radiant in presence. His hands move like an artist, painting on air. With each gesture, a vision blooms, a field of golden wheat swaying beneath the sun, a ship sailing on midnight waters, a friend's familiar face smiling from the distance. These are Morpheus's gifts. He brings to you the shapes of memory, the textures of longing, the echoes of your waking life softened into dream. And there were others, the Oneiroi, the spirits of dreams. Some brought gentle visions, some shadows, some whispered of futures, some tangled the past. Yet even the darker spirits were part of the tapestry, reminding dreamers that night is vast, that the soul holds depths as mysterious
as the ocean. But here tonight, the Oneiroi gather softly.
Their presence is not sharp, but quiet. They drift like smoke, their whispers blending into lullabies. You need not fear them, for in this moment, their purpose is only to remind you of the wonder that dreams hold. Your journey shifts. You leave the Greek hills and the poppy-filled cave. The stars guide you eastward, toward Rome, where the myths of Greece found new names, new shapes. Hypnos became Somnus. Morpheus remained, though his roles spread into countless dream shapers. The Romans imagined gates of dreams, one of ivory, one of horn. From the ivory gate came false visions, bright but fleeting. From the horn came true dreams, those that carried weight and meaning. You picture these gates now, tall and gleaming, one pale as bone, the other dark and rich, curved like an ancient ram's horn. Which gate do you pass through tonight? Perhaps both. For even the most fleeting dream has beauty, and even the deepest vision can be soft. As you walk past, the gates dissolve into air, leaving you with only the sense of passage, the hush of having crossed a threshold. And yet, myths of dreams are not bound to Greece or Rome. They drift further to other lands, other nights. In Norse tales, dreams were often seen as journeys of the spirit, voyages to other realms. You imagine lying in a longhouse, the fire crackling low, embers glowing red. Outside, snow falls in silence, blanketing the world in calm. As you close your eyes, your soul lifts lightly, wandering through 9 worlds, carried on the breath
of Odin's ravens. The sound of wings, the whisper of wind through pine, the shimmer of northern lights above, all of it blends into the hush of dream. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to ride a vision across a frozen sky? Tonight,
you will. And further still you drift eastward, where dreams have long been honored as bridges between the visible and the unseen. In Chinese tradition, dreams were thought to carry the soul into other realms, journeys as real as waking life. Taoist sages spoke of the butterfly dream. Zhuangzi, the philosopher, who once dreamt he was a butterfly, then awoke unsure if he was a man dreaming of being a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming of being a man. The image lingers in your mind. A butterfly, wings delicate as silk, moving in slow rhythm beneath the moon. Each flutter stirs the air around you, and with it, your thoughts grow softer. For what is real and what is dream when both can feel so alive? You begin to realize that myths of dreams are not meant to be solved. They are meant to be felt. They are lullabies woven by cultures across centuries, each whispering the same truth, that sleep is not emptiness, but story. Your body grows heavier with this realization, sinking deeper into rest. Your mind, meanwhile, drifts more lightly, carried on the wings of Morpheus, guided by the hands of Hypnos, drifting between gates of horn and ivory, floating with butterflies and ravens. You pause now, breathing in and breathing out. The myths swirl gently around you. They do not demand your attention. They simply accompany you like quiet companions, reminding you that dreams have always been part of something greater than yourself. The flicker of gods, the whisper of spirits, the touch of wings, all of. It fades into the softness of night, and as the myths dissolve back into mist, you sense the next turn of the journey waiting. The myths will give way to philosophy, to candlelit rooms where thinkers once asked what dreams truly mean, and whether waking life is so different after all. But for now, you rest in this twilight between myth and thought. You breathe slowly, deeply, and you drift, carried onward, into the stillness of night. Tonight, you will find yourself in a room lit only by the warm glow of candles. Their flames flicker gently, casting long shadows that dance across stone walls, softening every edge. The air is quiet, still, touched only by the faint rustle of parchment and the scent of wax and aged wood. You take a slow, steady breath, and then another. The day you carried fades into the hush of this place, as though time itself has chosen to move more slowly. Have you ever wondered what it might have
felt like
to sit in a chamber where some of the greatest minds of the ancient world once gathered? To hear philosophy not as a distant idea, but as a whispered conversation beneath the glow of candlelight. A circle of gentle voices. Imagine yourself stepping into such a room. The floor beneath you is cool stone, worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. Around you, a circle of thinkers leans close, not speaking with loud authority, but with soft curiosity, as though every question deserves more listening than answering. There is Socrates, his voice low, thoughtful, carrying no rush. There is Plato, writing carefully, pausing between words as if each must be placed like a candle on a table. There is Aristotle, tracing patterns in the air with his hands, considering how dreams might be woven with reason. Their presence is not stern, nor sharp. They do not press for debate. Instead, they invite you into a quiet exchange, as though wisdom itself is less about knowing and more about wondering together. The philosophy of dreams, the question rises among them. What are dreams? Are they mere fragments of memory, drifting like fallen leaves upon the river of sleep? Or are they windows gently cracked open through which another kind of truth breathes? Socrates wonders aloud if dreams are like riddles from the soul, asking us to listen more closely to ourselves. Plato speaks softly of the realm of forms, perfect shapes, timeless truths, and suggests that dreams might be shadows of those, eternal patterns. Aristotle leans forward, his voice steady, saying, "Dreams may be the mind's way of sifting through the day, arranging experience into gentle order." As you listen, you realize that none of them insists. Each offers his thought like a gift, placed on the table, left for others to hold. The room is filled not with argument, but with an atmosphere of wonder. Candlelight
And stillness. The candles glow brighter now.
or perhaps your eyes adjust more deeply to the dark. Shadows ripple across the walls like slow water, folding and unfolding in rhythm with the flames. You feel the texture of the moment, the grain of the wooden table beneath your fingertips, the cool of the air near the stone walls, the faint warmth that gathers around each candle's halo. Outside, perhaps, there is a whisper of wind, but in here, silence cradles every thought. It is a silence that feels alive, like the hush before dawn, or the pause between heartbeats. You breathe with it, slowly in, slowly out. Every breath pulling you deeper into calm, deeper into rest. A gentle exchange, one philosopher, turns toward you now, meeting your eyes, not with challenge, but with welcome. "Tell me," he asks, in a voice that feels like soft rain, "what do you think dreams are?" For a moment you hesitate, but then you realize there is no wrong answer. Here, even silence is a kind of wisdom. You close your eyes. Perhaps you whisper, "Dreams feel like echoes of the day." Or perhaps you say nothing, and instead imagine what your dreams mean to you. The circle accepts whatever rises in you, with a nod, with the glow of quiet faces reflecting candlelight. It feels good to be part of this space, not to prove anything, not to solve everything, but simply to wonder together. Shadows of the mind. As the philosophers speak, you notice how their words weave into images in your mind. When Plato mentions shadows, you see a cave with figures moving against stone walls. When Aristotle describes memory, you see scattered pages floating gently through the air. When Socrates asks questions, you see ripples in a pool widening out, reaching further than the eye can follow. The images drift softly, like dreams themselves, one fading into another, never sharp, never rushed. Isn't it curious how ideas can feel like stories? How even in the quietest conversation, Your imagination is already creating landscapes to walk through. The weight of nothingness. Time passes, though you cannot say how much. Candles burn lower, their wax pooling like slow rivers. The philosophers speak less now, their words stretching farther apart, like lanterns placed at greater distances on a path, and you feel the beauty of it. How silence itself begins to carry meaning. Not the silence of absence, but the silence of fullness. Like the weight of a blanket or the stillness of a calm sea at night. You breathe again, slowly. Your shoulders
loosen, your eyes grow heavier,
though they remain gently open to the candle's glow. Closing the circle one by one, the philosophers lean back, their voices fading into murmurs. Perhaps they will continue, but you are no longer asked to listen. You are invited instead to rest. The table before you seems softer now, more dreamlike. The flames of the candles blur into golden halos, bending gently as though the air itself has grown drowsy. The conversation has ended, yet its warmth remains like embers after a fire. The restful bridge, and so you stand slowly, feeling the cool stone once more beneath your feet. You leave the circle, but the echo of their voices lingers like a lullaby in your mind. Not urgent, not demanding, just gentle as you walk toward the doorway. You realize that their words have already carried you further inward, further into your own reflections, further into that soft place where thought begins to dissolve into dream. Beyond this room lies a deeper journey, into the landscapes of your own dreaming mind, and into the myths and mysteries that wait there. And as you step through the doorway, the candlelight fades behind you, giving way to shadow, to quiet, to the calm expanse of night. Tonight, we drift gently into a different kind of dream, not one made only of myths, nor solely of stories whispered by firelight, but one shaped by the soft rhythm of your own body, by the quiet orchestra within you that plays each night when you close your eyes. Have you ever wondered why, no matter where you are in the world, sleep feels like a return? Why your body seems to know how to guide you, as though the night itself is coded into your very being? Tonight, as you lie in stillness, we will wander slowly into the hidden chambers of rest, the gentle science of sleep. You notice your breathing, the way it rises and falls without asking, like the slow sway of a lantern in the evening wind. Each inhale gathers the day's weight, and each exhale lets it go, like tiny paper boats set afloat upon a river, drifting farther and farther away. Your heart beats softly in your chest, not hurried, not loud, but steady, like a drum far in the distance, calling you toward the land of dreams. Science tells us that your body keeps time in cycles as ancient as the stars. The circadian rhythm, they call it. A word that sounds like music, a song of sun and shadow, light and dark. It is within you now as it has been within every human, every creature that has ever lived beneath the turning sky. You feel it as night arrives. The heaviness in your eyelids, the quiet hush of thought, the sense that the world itself is dimming and asking you to follow. Have you ever noticed how your mind feels different as you begin to drift? Thoughts that once seemed sharp now blur, like ink softening in water. The brain does this for you, moving you gently from waking into dreaming, from beta waves of busy thought into the slower alpha rhythms, and then deeper still into the soft ocean
of theta. Imagine now that your mind is a candle. At first,
the flame flickers brightly, casting sharp shadows against the wall. But as you settle, as you breathe slower, the flame steadies, becomes softer, its light golden, its warmth gentle. Soon it is not a flame at all, but a glow, a presence without edge or
urgency. This is what the brain does each night, and you can feel it happening even now as you let the words carry you. Science speaks of stages, but you do not need to memorize them. You simply feel them as naturally as the tide feels the moon. The
first stage is like twilight. You are still aware, still holding threads of thought, but already you are loosening your grip. This is the moment when the body sighs with relief and the mind learns to trust the night. The second stage is quieter. The world outside fades, your breath deepens, your muscles loosen as though they too have decided to sleep. It is here that your body repairs itself, a silent gardener, tending to the soil, mending what the day has worn. And then, deeper, the slow waves sleep, the bottom of the ocean. Here thoughts dissolve, the self drifts away, and you are held in a dark, gentle cradle. Your brain clears itself, washing away the dust of the day, making space for tomorrow. Finally comes the dream stage, the REM world, where your eyes flicker beneath closed lids as though chasing something just beyond reach. Here, your mind becomes both artist and audience, creating whole landscapes, entire stories, woven of memory, imagination, and mystery. Science
explains it in terms of neurons, waves, and chemicals, but you lying here now
know it in a simpler way, as surrender, as trust, as drifting into something larger than yourself. Notice how, even as you listen, your body knows what to do. Your shoulders soften, your jaw unclenches, your hands rest without effort. Every cell, every rhythm is guiding you toward balance. It is as though the night has been waiting patiently for you. And now that you have arrived, it welcomes you home. You may wonder, why do we dream? Why does the body insist upon this nightly voyage? Science whispers answers, that dreaming helps the mind sort memory, store what matters, release what does not. That it practices emotions like an actor rehearsing for the play of waking life. That it refreshes the soul so that you rise not only rested, but renewed. And yet, beyond all science, dreaming feels like poetry. It feels like the mind speaking in a language older than words. A language you are fluent in without ever needing to learn. Take another breath now. Inhale softly, as though drawing in cool night air from an open window. Exhale gently, as though blowing across the surface of a candle flame, not to extinguish it, but simply to watch it dance. Feel how the body listens, how it responds, how the muscles let go when you give them permission. This is science and this is magic, both at once, the measurable and the mysterious, woven together into the art of sleep. And so, as you rest in this moment, you are not only relaxing, you are participating in something vast and ancient. The stars above turn in their cycles. The earth spins quietly beneath you, and within you, as smaller cycle turns, your rhythm of waking and dreaming, resting and rising. You are both part of the cosmos and a cosmos in yourself. Tonight, let yourself trust this wisdom. You do not need to control it. You do not need to solve it. All you must do is surrender to the gentle tide that carries you deeper and deeper into rest. And as you do, the science of sleep becomes not numbers or diagrams, but A lullaby, one that has been sung to you since the first night you ever closed your eyes. The night deepens now, but do not worry. You are safe within it. Your body is your vessel, your breath is your anchor, and your dreams waiting just beyond. The veil are your gentle guides. With this, we drift quietly from the language of science into something softer, something timeless, the shared dreams of humanity. And so the bridge is built from knowledge to wonder, from explanation to imagination. Soon you will step upon it, walking slowly toward the myths and symbols that rise like lanterns in the distance. But for now, simply rest and know that the science of sleep is not separate from its poetry. It is, and always has been, the same song sung in two voices. Tonight, you will drift into the quiet gardens of imagination, where symbols rise gently like lanterns in the fog. Every culture, every people has looked to the night and asked the same question. What does it mean when we dream? Have you ever wondered why a river in one dream might carry wisdom while in another it carries warning? Why a bird in flight can feel like freedom or a whisper of longing? Tonight, you will wander through the landscapes of dreams and discover how they have been understood softly across the world. You step first into the rolling hills of ancient Egypt. The pyramids stand silently in the distance, their triangular faces catching the light of a pale moon. Inside the temples, priests and scribes recorded visions from sleep. A lotus floats in your mind's eye, petals unfolding slowly. In Egyptian tradition, the lotus symbolized rebirth, the emergence from night into light. So too your dreams may be small seeds, waiting to bloom in the gentle soil of your mind. You notice your breath slow, matching the rhythm of petals opening in the misty temple air. Your body softens, releasing the weight of the day, as though each exhale lets you sink into the nurturing embrace of night. From Egypt, you drift northward, across seas and mountains, into the lands of the Norse people. Imagine a longhouse beside a fjord, fire crackling in a low hearth. Here, dreams were often seen as journeys of the spirit, messages carried by Odin's ravens. A wolf prowls softly through your imagination, its presence both alert and protective. In Norse dream symbolism, the wolf could represent intuition, guidance through darkness, or the quiet courage that rises even in the stillest moments. You feel your heartbeat align with the pacing of your own imagination. Each symbol, lotus, wolf, river, bird, carries not only meaning, but a gentle invitation to notice, to reflect, to trust the wisdom of your inner night. Now you drift eastward, where the wind carries the scent of incense and the whispers of bamboo forests. In Chinese traditions, dream symbols were portals to both the past and future, mirrors of the soul's hidden landscape. A butterfly appears, delicate as a sigh, flitting in slow arcs above your thought. Perhaps it reminds you of transformation, the lightness of letting go, or the fluid boundary between waking and sleeping life. You watch it, mesmerized, as your body melts further into relaxation. The wings seem to brush against your cheeks, and in this imagined touch you feel the softness of night itself. From China, your journey flows south into the jungles and mountains of Central and South America. Imagine the Maya and the Aztec, who interpreted dreams as maps of the cosmos, messages from gods or echoes of ancestors. A jaguar moves silently through your mind. Its presence is strong, calm, and deliberate. In these cultures, the jaguar symbolizes power, intuition, and the unseen world. It walks alongside you now, not to frighten, but to guide, showing you that even shadows in dreams have a gentle purpose. Your body breathes in sync with the jaguar's steps, feet sinking softly into imagined moss and leaf. Heartbeat, slow, rhythmic, like a drum in the distance. Further still, you drift into the lands of the Aboriginal peoples of Australia. Dreamtime, they called it. A sacred web where ancestors walked, where the present, past, and future intertwined. You see the winding path of a rainbow serpent in your mind, its scales, glimmering faintly, coiling through valleys and rivers. The serpent carries creation stories, wisdom, and the quiet hum of the universe. As you follow its gentle curves, you feel the interconnectedness of all things, the way each dream is a thread. In the endless tapestry of night, your body softens. Your muscles release. The path beneath you is warm, supportive, invisible yet certain, guiding you toward deeper rest. You realize that across continents, across centuries, dream symbols are never random. A river, a bird, a wolf, a jaguar, a serpent. They are all invitations to look within. They speak in a language without urgency, without sharp edges, and yet their messages are powerful, gentle, intimate. You notice your eyelids growing heavier, the tapestry of symbols weaving itself into your own subconscious. The lotus blooms beside the wolf. The butterfly flutters over the jaguar. The rainbow serpent coils above the river. All are soft. All are guiding you into the quiet center of night. Imagine, now lying on a soft mat beneath the stars of every culture you have visited. The moon rises above the Egyptian pyramids, glows over Norse fjords, shines on bamboo forests, and dances along the paths of the Maya. You breathe in deeply, filling your
lungs with the scent of incense, earth, and sea. You exhale slowly,
letting each symbol settle gently into the chambers of your mind. You are not chasing meaning. You are not questioning. You are simply experiencing the calm wisdom of symbols, the universal whispers of human dreaming. And now, as the night deepens, the images begin to dissolve, folding back into mist and moonlight. Yet their essence remains, a quiet reminder that dreams are bridges, carrying messages across time, space, and culture. You feel your body fully supported, your mind soft, ready to drift further. The river of dream symbols has flowed into you, and now it carries you onward toward the next chapter, where you will explore the landscapes of your own imagination, softly shaped by what you have learned and by the quiet guidance of night itself. Breathe once more, in and out. Feel the calm deepen, the gentle pull toward rest. The world of dream symbols fades into shadow, and yet you are cradled by their whispers. Ahead lies your own dreaming mind, ready to transform, ready to wander, ready to experience the soft magic of the night. Tonight, you will step softly into a place unlike any you have walked before. It is a landscape created not by rivers or mountains alone, but by the contours of your own mind. Have you ever noticed, as you drift towards sleep, that your thoughts begin to form paths that curve, that rise and fall, that lead somewhere familiar yet entirely unknown? Tonight, you will follow those paths, not as a traveler burdened by plans, but as one cradled by the gentle rhythm of night. You begin at a meadow of soft green grass, the blades bending beneath an unseen breeze, each one catching the glow of a muted moon. Your feet sink slightly into the earth with each step, and the subtle pressure grounds you, reminding you of the connection between body and world, between self and night. A stream winds through this meadow, its surface smooth as glass, reflecting stars you've never seen before. The water murmurs softly, not demanding attention, only inviting you to listen. With each inhale, imagine the cool scent of wet earth, mixed with flowers that bloom only under moonlight. With each exhale, let the day's tensions drift into the stream, carried away by the gentle current. You notice shapes in the mist rising from the water. They are fleeting. Hills that appear only for a moment, trees that bend and fold like thoughts in your mind. You understand that this is a landscape of
imagination, where every feature is part memory, part desire, part the quiet musings of your inner self. Perhaps a tree reminds you of something from childhood, its branches reaching like outstretched arms. Perhaps a stone reflects a challenge you've
faced, yet softened now, worn smooth by the passage of your mind's rivers, and as you observe, you realize that you do not need to name, judge, or alter these forms. You simply walk beside them, noticing their textures, their colors, their presence, allowing them to exist as naturally as your own breath. A gentle hill rises ahead, soft, beneath your feet. As you climb, the world below stretches wider, revealing valleys of shadow and light. The contrast is soft, not harsh, a reminder that even within inner landscapes, shadow exists to deepen, not to frighten. At the crest of the hill you pause, breathe in slowly, breathe out fully. The night sky above is vast and you feel the small, comforting rhythm of your heartbeat, aligning with the pulse of this imagined world. From this height, you see a forest, its trees tall and calm, their leaves whispering secrets only the night can hold. You step among them, each footfall muted by moss and fallen leaves. The air carries a faint scent of pine and rain, and you imagine droplets glistening on the branches, catching moonlight in tiny prisms of calm. As you move deeper, you notice paths that split and merge, some leading to pools of reflection, others to open glades where fireflies drift lazily. Each path is yours to explore, yet none demands you go anywhere at all. Here, the journey itself is the rest. You arrive at a quiet clearing. A small pond rests at its center, so still it mirrors your own image. You see yourself reflected, not as who you were in the day, nor as who you hope to be tomorrow, but simply as you are in this moment. Breathing, present, serene. Ripples form as a soft breeze touches the water, distorting the image gently, reminding you that inner landscapes are alive, fluid, and forgiving. You exhale and watch as your reflection reforms, perfectly safe, perfectly complete in its imperfection. Nearby, a path lined with lanterns appears, their light warm and inviting. You follow it without hurry, each step a meditation, each lantern a guidepost of calm. Perhaps you notice a hill in the distance, softly glowing with bioluminescent flowers. Perhaps you hear the distant song of a night bird, its notes trailing like silk across the sky. Every sense is awake, yet each sensation is gentle, weaving together a tapestry of inner peace. The body relaxes further. The mind settles deeper. You feel the night embracing you fully, without pressure, without expectation. A soft breeze stirs the clearing, and with it, the images of your inner landscape shift, as though reshaping to your needs. A tree moves closer, offering shade. A stream curves nearer, singing quietly. A hill beckons gently, inviting rest upon its slope. You find a comfortable place to lie down, the grass soft and warm, the air fragrant with night's calm. Your breathing slows, each inhale a quiet wave, each exhale a gentle tide, pulling you further inward. Here, in this imagined space, you are both explorer and sanctuary, wandering the terrain of your thoughts, yet fully cradled by its embrace. As you settle, notice how the boundaries blur. The line between night and day, between imagination and memory, between the self that watches and the self that sleeps. They merge softly, like colors blending in twilight. The inner landscapes are alive, and you move within them effortlessly, safe in the knowledge that nothing in this world demands anything of you. Only presence is required, only breath, only gentle attention. Tonight, let your inner landscapes guide you further into rest. Allow the paths, the streams, the hills, and the forests to carry you like a lullaby from the conscious mind into the deeper, dream-woven night. Breathe once more.
In and out. Let the soft ground beneath you, the whisper of leaves, and the gentle glow of lanterns lead you into stillness. Ahead, the dream world awaits even more quietly, filled with the stories, symbols, and mysteries you have gathered along this journey. You are ready to drift into them.
Tonight, you will step softly into the gentle theatre of your own mind, where every dream becomes a story, and every story is a thread in the quiet fabric of night. Have you ever noticed, as you drift towards sleep, that images appear, shifting and
Vivid like illustrations in a book that writes itself while you watch?
tonight, you will observe them closely, not to analyze, not to question, but simply to experience, letting the night carry you through its narrative. Imagine first a small village, tucked into a valley, shrouded in mist. The houses are simple, with warm lights flickering in their windows, and the streets are lined with cobblestones that feel smooth beneath your feet. You walk slowly, noticing the soft crunch of the stones, the faint smell of bread baking, and the quiet hum of life settling down for night. In this dream story village, every detail carries meaning. The sound of a cat padding along a roof might remind you of intuition or of quiet vigilance. The lanterns swinging in the breeze may symbolize hope or the gentle guidance of unseen forces. You do not try to interpret them with logic. Instead, you breathe in the atmosphere, letting it seep into your body like a warm liquid, slowing your pulse, softening your thoughts, cradling you in the rhythm of the night. Now, the village fades, replaced by a vast ocean under a moonlit sky. The water glows faintly as if lit from within, and gentle waves lap against the shore. A small boat drifts lazily near you, waiting for you to step in. As you do, the boat moves effortlessly across the water, carried by currents you cannot see but instinctively trust. You feel the gentle sway beneath you, and your breathing syncs with it, rising and falling like the waves. Stories in dreams often appear this way, as journeys, as movement, as transitions, from one space to another. Each element, the boat, the water, the moonlight, is a character, a symbol, a guide. They exist not to frighten, but to lead you deeper into awareness, deeper into rest. A soft fog begins to drift across the water, and in it images shimmer: a wolf pacing on a distant shore, a tree bending under the weight of blossoms, a child laughing without sound. Have you ever noticed how dream stories speak without words? They communicate through rhythm, color, texture, and feeling. The wolf may evoke courage, the tree may remind you of patience, the child may awaken a memory of innocence. You watch each image pass, acknowledging it, allowing it to unfold, letting your body relax further with every breath. Each inhale draws you closer into the story. Each exhale releases tension into the night air. From the ocean, you drift to a forest, dense and serene. Sunlight filters through the canopy in soft beams, illuminating motes of dust floating lazily in the air. A path appears before you, lined with ferns and moss, inviting you to walk slowly without hurry. Along this path, dream stories emerge naturally. A fox pauses in the underbrush, then darts into shadow. A stream curves gracefully, its waters reflecting clouds moving gently across the sky. You realize that your attention itself shapes the story. By noticing, by feeling, by walking softly, you participate in the narrative. You do not control it. You simply flow with it, and in that flow your mind finds peace, your body finds rest, and your spirit feels the quiet satisfaction of being fully present. A hill rises at the end of the forest path, its summit bathed in golden twilight. As you climb, you see dream images gathered like lanterns along the trail, each glowing softly, each inviting reflection. You pause to watch one lantern, and in it you see a memory, not sharp or harsh, but softened by the gentle lens of dreams. You allow yourself to observe it, to feel its warmth without judgment or effort. Other lanterns shimmer nearby, a bird in flight, a distant mountain, a small cottage. Each holds a story, each offers a lesson, each guides you deeper into the calm expanse of your inner world. As night falls fully, the forest, ocean, and hills begin to blend. Dream stories intertwine, forming a tapestry of images, sensations, and emotions. You notice that you are both observer and participant, moving through the scenes effortlessly, yet held safely in the gentle rhythm of sleep. Your breath is slow, steady, each inhale a soft wave, each exhale releasing all weight of the day. Your body sinks into the bed of your imagination, supported by the soft contours of dream narrative. Have you ever felt the power of story without sound? Here you do, the arcs of the images, the rise and fall of movement, the rhythm of your attention, all become a lullaby, singing you toward the deeper waters of night. Finally, the stories begin to soften, their edges blurring, their colors fading into muted hues of shadow and light, yet the feeling remains, the gentle presence of guidance, the quiet assurance of meaning, the soft understanding that your mind is cared for even in sleep. You feel your heartbeat slowing, your muscles releasing, your mind ready to drift further. The stories themselves fold into one another, becoming a quiet background hum that lulls you steadily, peacefully toward dreams yet to come. Take one final slow breath in and out. Feel the narrative of the night settle like a warm blanket around your shoulders. You are ready to float, to let the stories carry you, to move deeper into dream where imagination, memory, and quiet wisdom merge. Ahead lies the next chapter of the night where symbols, stories, and inner journeys converge, guiding you gently toward the calmest, deepest sleep you have ever known. Tonight, you will walk softly into the gentle wisdom of the night, where silence itself becomes a teacher and darkness speaks in a language you can feel even without words. Have you ever noticed, as the world falls still, how much the night seems to whisper to you? Not loud or demanding, but gentle, patient, and persistent in its subtle guidance. Tonight, you will listen, and in listening, you will learn the quiet lessons that the day cannot teach. You begin in a meadow under a moonlit sky. The grass is soft. Beneath your feet, each blade bending as if bowing in acknowledgement of your presence, a gentle wind stirs, bringing the scent of night-blooming flowers and the faint earthiness of evening dew. With each breath, imagine drawing in the wisdom of the night. Inhale slowly, exhale fully. Allow the rhythm of your body to match the gentle pulse of the darkness around you. Here, the night teaches patience. It moves slowly, deliberately, reminding you that not all lessons arrive in haste. Sometimes, the most profound understanding comes quietly, without notice, like a ripple spreading across a still pond. As you walk, you notice the shadows around you. Trees stretch long limbs across the meadow, and their silhouettes dance softly in the moonlight. These shadows are not meant to frighten, they teach you contrast. They remind you that light exists because darkness exists, that joy can be understood only because sorrow is known, and that rest is sweetest when it follows effort. You breathe in the cool night air, feeling the calm seep into every muscle. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw softens. Your hands rest easily at your sides. A small stream appears, winding through the meadow. Its surface reflects the moon and stars, mirroring the vastness above. You kneel beside it, dipping your fingers into the cool water. The sensation grounds you, reminding you that lessons of the night are not only in thought, but in experience, in the gentle touch of life itself. The water teaches flow. It reminds you that resistance is optional, that sometimes the path is best navigated by yielding, by allowing currents to guide you rather than forcing movement. Each ripple carries a quiet message. Trust the process. Allow transformation to occur naturally, and know that rest is part of the journey, not a pause from it. You rise and continue walking, noticing the small sounds of the night. The distant song of an owl, the rustle of leaves as a small animal scurries, the whisper of the wind through tall grasses. These sounds teach attention. They encourage you to slow, to notice, to find presence in the smallest, softest details. You realize that the night is never empty. It is full of subtle instruction, of quiet guidance that asks only for receptivity. As you walk, your own breathing matches this rhythm. In, slow, out, slow. With each cycle, your mind softens further, letting go of the day's busyness, allowing the gentle wisdom of night to fill the spaces left behind. You come to a small grove, trees circling in protective embrace. In the center, a single lantern glows, warm and steady. You approach it, and as you do, you sense the night teaching courage. Not loud or brash courage, but the courage of stillness, of facing the unknown without panic, of trusting your own capacity to navigate darkness. The light is soft, not demanding. It invites reflection. What in your life could be approached with quiet courage? What fears could dissolve if met with patience rather than resistance? You sit beneath the lantern, letting the warmth of its glow seep into your skin, letting the night's wisdom settle in your mind. From the grove, the path leads you to a gentle hill. As you ascend, the world below stretches wide and calm. The stars glimmer faintly above, and you notice how the constellations have guided humans for millennia. The night teaches perspective. It reminds you that each life, each challenge, each dream and disappointment exists within a vast, interconnected web. Your worries, your achievements, your hopes, all are threads in a larger tapestry, and the night encourages you to see beyond immediate concerns to a quiet understanding of life's continuity. With each step up the hill, your body feels lighter. Your mind feels clearer. The slow ascent is a meditation itself, and the summit will not arrive with urgency. At the top, you lie down upon soft grass. You gaze upward, letting the constellations guide your thoughts. The cool night air brushes your skin, and a soft hush falls across the world. The night teaches balance. It reminds you that rest is as important as effort, that reflection is as valuable as action. In this moment, you understand the quiet power of pause, of giving yourself permission to simply be without judgment, without expectation. Your breath deepens, slow and even. The body is supported. The mind is serene. The heart beats steadily, quietly, in rhythm with the stillness surrounding you. Finally, the night teaches integration. All the lessons, patience, contrast, flow, attention, courage, perspective, balance, blend into a soft, luminous whole. You realize that each of these teachings has been present all along, waiting for you to slow enough to notice. You allow yourself to sink fully into the gentle embrace of the night. The grass beneath you, the breeze around you, the lantern glow, the stars above, all merge into a single sensation of quiet understanding. As you breathe slowly, you feel yourself being carried gently forward toward the final chapter of this journey, where the day's experiences and the night's lessons come together into the deepest, calmest sleep you have known. Take one last slow breath, in and out. Feel the quiet settle into every corner of your mind. The night has shared its wisdom, and now, in stillness, you carry it within you. The next step is closer than you think, the final lullaby of your bedtime journey, ready to guide you fully into rest. Tonight, you will drift softly toward the threshold of waking, carried gently on the final tides of night. You have wandered through landscapes of imagination, through rivers, forests, mountains, and stars. And now the morning waits for you not
as urgency, but as a tender invitation. Have you ever noticed how the world seems to whisper differently just before you open your eyes?
The air, the light, the soft hum of life all anticipate your presence, and you step into them slowly with the same care and curiosity you have carried through your dreams. You lie in bed, the comfort of your blanket soft against your skin. Your body is fully relaxed, every muscle melting into support. Your breath flows naturally, a gentle wave, each inhale rising like morning mist, each exhale releasing the last remnants of dream. The night's lessons rest with you now, the patient guidance of shadows, the flow of inner rivers, the gentle courage of stillness, the quiet understanding that each experience, each thought, is a thread in a tapestry larger than yourself. A faint light touches your eyelids. It is not intrusive. It is soft, coaxing like a lantern hovering at the edge of a forest path. You notice the coolness of sheets against your skin, the familiar weight of blankets, and the calm rhythm of your heartbeat, steady, secure. The gentle awakening is not a sudden change. It is a bridge where the mind shifts from the fluidity of dream to the grounded presence of day. You are neither rushed nor pulled. You simply move with the soft tide of consciousness. Imagine a garden at dawn. Mist curls above the grass, and flowers slowly open to the warmth of the sun. Birds begin their quiet songs, each note delicate, not demanding, an echo of the same gentle rhythms you have carried through the night. You walk through this garden, not leaving the comfort of bed, but allowing your mind to wander across the paths to notice details. The dew shimmering on petals, the soft hum of bees, the fragrance of earth and bloom mingled. Every sense awakens gradually. Your ears notice the faintest rustle. Your eyes, even closed, sense the shift of light. Your body feels the transition from stillness to gentle readiness. You recall the dream stories that guided you through the night. The village in mist, the ocean under the moon, the inner landscapes, the constellations overhead, they have not disappeared. They rest quietly in your memory, a soft reserve of wisdom and calm you can carry into the day. And now you notice your breathing begin to adjust naturally, a touch faster, a little more awake, yet still calm, still even, like a river widening as it approaches the sea. Perhaps a soft smile touches your lips, or a gentle stretch moves through your shoulders and arms. You feel the balance between night and day, between dreaming and waking, between rest and action. All parts of you are accounted for, softly aligned, gently integrated. The world outside begins to hum. A car in the distance, a bird calling across the yard, the subtle vibration of life around you. You do not need to rise immediately. You simply notice, allowing the rhythm of awakening to settle naturally. You may imagine walking toward a window, drawing back a curtain to see the first rays of sun spilling across the room. The light is warm, never harsh, touching your skin like a gentle hand. You feel its energy filling you, not with urgency, but with invitation, curiosity, and readiness. Your mind, once fluid and dreamlike, is now prepared to navigate the waking world, carrying the lessons, calm, and inner wisdom of the night-like seeds ready to bloom. Take one final deep breath. Inhale the quiet clarity of dawn. Exhale any remaining tension. Let your fingers and toes stir gently, feeling each movement as part of the transition, yet keeping the tranquility of night within. Know that this awakening is yours to pace. You are not forced to rush. You move slowly, gracefully, carrying both dream and calm into the day. Tonight, or this morning, you have journeyed fully through myths, dreams, inner landscapes, symbols, stories, and quiet lessons. You have rested, wandered, reflected, and absorbed the gentle guidance of night. And now, as you open your eyes or drift into the first conscious moments, you are whole, refreshed, and ready, bearing the calm wisdom of the night into every soft moment ahead.